Now, in the last few days, the FA has gone on to announce significant additions to the backroom staff of the Black Stars. That is, Reverend Schaefer is in, and a couple of others have been added. These people must have been engaged, contracts must have been signed, amounts must have been agreed. Now, you are here as minister designate. In a few days, you will become substantive. If you find out that these talks have not been made or done with the chief of staff, what are the options available to you?
All right, yebwa kwa BM Ediaba Sportsling Ghana so ebusia GFA Ket Okeku is in trouble. And the honorable sports minister Eremu was Sporty FM. Nasa appointment na omaye coach Wilfred Schaffer omo appointing on other video analyst na omo kani no appointment omaye no ono pokokodi enkomo e dia fa ho na ne nsem no eye ensem Ghana fo eye omo akoma so ade pa ena ne honorable wura no okoka ho asem na honorable nsem okoka ye ni nyina no wo se hwe ewom se omaye omo appointment ne de ene de eye GFA no na aye sesei aban no omo hwe se sorry in bibia eye adwuma wie a honorable se obey official review e was her appointment na omaye no se ekoba se we fresh afa na ya appointing no se ebenya obi a we technical advisor e wo krom he ya na obetwa ye adwuma na ye niye na se eka no so bete a we fresh afa no ombe cancel the deal no omunya ene ngo agreement ombe fa obi afri hadom woto so ebonkomo na wo de ma ready ade we emfama wo honorable ebonkomo no say we are going to review the Ghana Football Association's new appointment onto the Blasters technical team. This will be one of my first engagements with the GFA. Can we get a cheaper option than Wilfred Schaffer? Can we pay him less, or does his contract allow for a review? We will look at it at all costs. And the honorable and the boss are in common. What was no say? At the time of the Ghana Football Association took the decision to keep Otto Addo, I hadn't been announced as sports minister designate, but I have spoken to those who represented the new government during the transition, and none of them was involved in the decision. It's based on ensema honorable can say hey, ket okeku any GFA for na ye omadwene se ombe keep Otto Addo no omo chese government amane. Even NDC government in transition team omo eboaye ema transition no take place from NPP to NDC no. According to honorable nsema okano, was it they weren't informed about say FN e yomadwe say omo keep Otto Addo no. It is say ni dey ensem bebre na eba one Otto Addo stay na wo stay no ombe review. Appointment at GFA aye no ombe review. Otto aso no sa boy nkomo we no say Otto Addo's future is of great concern. These matters have not just been raised by just fans, but also from even the playing body. At least one or two have come to my attention. Enti, honorable sama all can HS her, Otto Addo say all train and say on training nyina no, enye Ghana fon kwa na ekasa o. Even playing body no, the Kudus, the Pate, the Semenyo, any other guys na Lezana Jikuno maka ni nyina no players na bi areche honorable akache say enye bi enkoye e Blasters akache nti wonhwe na ontoto enema ebusia utim say playing body ni kwa no, they are not happy with Otto Addo stay no. How much more we Ghanaians ebusia without wasting my time ni yeba bewremu ni akwakotie honorable nkoma oboy e was Sporty FM na utie ne nsema okaye na wankasa no wabo modern ache wadwene e comment section ho e di amame ebusia yenwamu na yenti honorable nsema no.
Now, in the last few days, the FA has gone on to announce significant additions to the backroom staff of the Black Stars. That is, Reverend Schaefer is in, and a couple of others have been added. These people must have been engaged, contracts must have been signed, amounts must have been agreed. Now, you are here as minister designate. In a few days, you will become substantive. If you find out that these talks have not been made or done with the chief of staff, what are the options available to you? And do they include telling the FA that you did not tell me, and so I don't have 2 cedis to pay to Reverend Schaefer? As for Otto Addo's money, it has been agreed long ago, so we can't touch that. But Reverend Schaefer is not a slouch. Even if he's being paid $5,000 a month, and your budget is only 2,000, and that's what you might have agreed, what available remedies would you pursue?
Well, like you said, I'm sure the FA itself, in going into these appointments and agreements whatsoever, if they have done so with all these persons, would have to have this at the back of their minds, that we yearn so hard to qualify for a competition, for that matter, because it doesn't speak well that the African continent will meet at the football level and Ghana is not participating. Our flag is not going to be flying. It doesn't speak well of us. So the next available competition that we don't want to mix is the World Cup. So all of us, I believe, maybe including even the FA itself, that is their wish. But this wish should not lead us into doing stuff that will not help us. My boss used to have a saying that sometimes you may be digging for something, or digging and digging and digging, and that something is not at where you are digging. You must get to a point where you say you have to stop digging. Because you can't continue just digging and digging and the thing is not there. So where we are digging, is it the case that that is where it is? So we continue digging. Maybe we were told that if you dug about 20 meters down, you will find it. You have dug 40 meters, you haven't found it, and you still want to dig further to 60 meters. When the item you are looking for cannot be found that deep, there should be something wrong somewhere. So I truly would be having the engagement. In the unofficial engagement with the president, he did mention the strengthening of the technical team of the Stars. But again, all these things had happened. I'm sure it's just the announcement that became public recently, but they had happened before I was kind of like announced. But there's room for engagement. If what Schaefer is going to give us can be found here and will cost us less, is it possible to do that? If what is being offered is too high for us in terms of our budget and we can negotiate to bring it further down, does the contract give room for that to happen? We seriously would have to be reviewing all those stuff, and we're going to be forthright. We're going to be forthright. Yes, we want to qualify. We want to do everything humanly possible from the side of government to make sure that we qualify. We'll do everything humanly possible. But in doing everything humanly possible, we must not also end up spending resources in a way that we could have saved it for other sports, as we are talking about the need to support other sports also, some of which have also won us medals at the international and world level. So I can assure you that our engagement, one of the first engagements I'm going to have in with the FA officially, will be looking at these things. Because don't forget, we have a qualifying...
Would that engagement include the future of Otto Addo? Because the general consensus from a lot of the sporting public is that he should not stay. His output in terms of the AFCON qualifiers really poor, and a lot of people want to see the back of him. Will that engagement include Otto Addo's possible stay or exit? And what will you base a decision on?
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of comment about the
honorable
otherwise.
The microphone.
I've heard a lot of comments about his stay or non-stay, and I must say it's a matter of concern.
You're locked onto Sporty 106.1 FM.
This concern of stay or not stay is not just coming from the non-playing body. That's what, for me, is of great concern to me. not just the fans that are talking, but the engagement I've had, it goes beyond that to even the playing body and some members of the association, current and former, who have significant say in how our sports is run. So it's of great concern, and I want to leave it at great concern because we'll be having engagement. I don't want to make a pronouncement because you are now going to have engagement. And what I'm saying is that these matters that have been raised have not been raised only by fans or sports analysts and enthusiasts like you persons. It's been also raised from even the playing body. At least one or two has come to my attention. So it's
from the playing body of the Black Stars.
So it's come to my attention.
Hey, honorable.
So we will discuss it. Sometimes it may also be you see, in every industry there's the psychology of it.
You know the thing they do about long speeches they teach us in school is that if you go sir, then you summarize. So if you just joined us, Mr. Kwao, would you summarize some of the things? What I've got so far, he's talked about majorly reclassifying the sports.
Yes, reclassifying the
disciplines into strata. Yes, competitive, recreational. And based on that, it will determine, I believe, what kind of support they will receive, right? He's spoken also about the GFA and about how he has informally engaged the GFA, particularly the FA president, who is not in the country, to the extent that, it's been good, it's been respectful. But he's also mentioned that the appointments the GFA have made in the last few days will be subjected to review to the extent that usually they should tell the ministry that we are engaging this person because of salaried reason, because the ministry will pay. And so if he checks with the chief of staff and the FA engaged, then that's fine. But if that did not happen, then there is room to relook at what these engagements have been. And then he has just given us Otto Addo and the breaking news that it has come to his attention that certain members of the Black Stars are worried about the how good Otto Addo is and the state of play of the Black Stars and the national team. And based on that, he will engage the FA as well. So if you missed most of the interview, this is what it has been about.
All right, ebusianti ensemino na unya bia wutie ye honom no honorable ono ankasa from the horse's own mouth was a playing body no ebi mu areche no ebi mu contact no a che ne se enema bu ho a enkoye ama hono so no wo hu se playing body no mom atimi areche ne dia na se enema ekoso ewo F na kachen eye very serious ewo honom a ese ohwe na otakel ensem ni eye pa. Now I'm beginning to feel like honorable Kofi Adams will be able to do the work. As a me feeling no so betimi aye. Even Enra Ohe said the vetting committee no or call vetting koye na. He didn't even spend like 40 minutes there. It was I think 32 or 36 minutes per and was spent there. And almost all the panels no they didn't have any major issue. Like even Afenyoma Kins na Mukra no he didn't have any issue with honorable. That means honorable clean as herself. Obetima ye adwuma no and from the way we engage media no okasa any ade no once Enra say I think yes Osakan ene say they will probe into the African games, all African games na ekọ so e hana honorable Mustafa Yusuf Enra na otiveti committees not to ayampe ye ho ayisem no wasa state say they will probe into it sika bi ekọ mu efa ba bi ni nyina no they will look into it na omahwe edinkofobi ejina emrana no because almost suspicious kedie bi yakoso. So I think probably maybe with Shafa and other team na ya appoint no maybe omo deal no and I say omo contract no maybe I bet me I cancel no because how can like obi technical director and an officer will be taking $65,000 coach taking $50,000 video analyst no omo can in psychology omo nyina esika MI. So just amount all these sums of money na check his car yes spend it for just a month on this technical staff now a huge. So I think say based on honorable and some all canon if see yebenya obi e okrom ha obetima ye adwuma no aye ni ya, then I think the work should be given to that person. Ni yem back here omo na omo nya adwuma. And even if say yes ade ne kwa na say nipa ne Ghana ni no obetima ye adwuma ye ni no, the person will receive the backing of the whole Ghanaians. Than rather say ye betem sika na kokoma ko broni na broni ba gisika ndia ko no krom na ebia ehon so kwakoye bibie wo ho ti abusua ensem ne de dodo na eba ye de enkomo no e de ama wo horom ti mesre obaso a subscribe, like, leave or comment section na adwuma no enye kama yengram wo ha na yensen shout out e this side. John Ackerson, a big shout out to you. There went to engram Emma Kwame Joe baby Usebia no sports link Ghana yesi chiao Wisdom Gologa, a big shout out to you. Wisdom now we so out so edema and Misa Enoch, a big shout out to you. Misa bedo asepa sa wa join sports link Ghana. Ben Lati, a big shout out to you. J Isaac also me chiao and Nizam Rose, a big shout out to you. Then Denzel and Chanel, a big shout out to you. Yes, Mr. Eton Kapa Denzel and a big shout out to you. Then we so enter so Emma Evans Mensa, a big shout out to you. Brahima Bra Evans, maybe I should be an chiao. Then George Lamte, a big shout out to you. Gordon Fiati, Michelle Pa, yes, also meta enya messages ewa ha. Then Albert Dick, a big shout out to you, Albert. Then we so Ingram Emma Sean 30555. Sean, Michelle will be a Obia. Sevanus, a big shout out to you. Sevanus there, Yankawasem. Yes, we are senior wine. A big shout out to you. Eric Tete, also Michelle Eric, also Meton Kapa, a big shout out to you. Then the Grafts, Opoku Konto, a big shout out to you, the Graft. Then Abdul Mutalib Muhammad, a big shout out to you. J Isaac, Michelle close to Jew 2. Yes, a big shout out to you. Now so out to us so Edama set Obosu, a big shout out to you. Shako, Kweku, Balawi, a big shout out to you. Imano Akroma, Michelle Den. Now we so out to us so Ede Ama Faiz Konati, a big shout out to you. Samuel Niwo, a big shout out to you. Enoch Addo, a big shout out to you. Now we so out to us so Edama Karim, Rabbi Karim, a big shout out to you. Then we so enter so Emma Enin, a big shout out to you. Then Diko Said Musa El France Marseille, also your chow pa. Then Relax 0180, a big shout out to you. Michael Jones, Michelle Bibia Ubia, then we so out to us Edema Ghost Soldier, a big shout out to you. Evangelist in Cancer TV, Belgium, on and wife, sweet at the pa, Michelle Papa, Mikidi se Unyankopon Yam Honsen Chene, Patrick Yaboa, Michelle Obusia, Yam Fash shout out in Asia, Daniel Lati, also Michelle, meeting at the Kobe, and I'll be my friend. Kobe finest, Abusia, yes, Abishia.